What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Chuck Kohout here, coming to you live with Always Be Closing, Power in the Creative Real Estate Club. Do me a favor, go ahead and click that subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Don't even fucking think about it. Just click it now for me. Thank you. And don't forget to share this with your friends. So we're going to continue going into our series here on how to get your first deal. We're going to talk a little bit about talking to your prospects. Okay, not your suspects. Suspects will make you miserable and dead broke and never sell you their house. Prospects are somebody who actually want to sell, and this is how you're going to identify them. Now, if you've reached out to us and you've got 100 leads in a town that you want to work in, one of the first things I'm going to recommend that you do is you text message them. The goal of the text message is not just to cut, paste, repeat, hey, my name is Chuck and I'd like to buy your house located at whatever. Make it more personalized. I'm almost going to say maybe engage in a little bit of text message bait and switch or catfishing. Just send them a text. Hey, how are you doing? Who is this? Well, this is Chuck. Chuck who? Chuck, the guy that wants to buy your house located at whatever. How'd you get my number? Well, it's funny you should ask. Do you have a minute to talk? See if you can get them on the phone. If not, you can text them. Honestly, I've blown minds every time I've done this in front of a group of people. Just honestly tell them, look, I got your number and your name off of a list penance list, and that's for people that are at least 3 months behind on their mortgage payment. Diffuse the situation with reality. Don't bullshit anybody. Let them know. You know that they're facing a problem and you're here for them. In this trying time, their best interest is your primary concern. You just want to engage in a dialogue all the time, collecting and retaining as much information from them as you can. Is this the best number to reach you on? What's the best way to communicate with you? Get an email. You already have the property address. You already have a phone number. See if you could schedule a time to talk on the phone. If not, you can try cold calling. It doesn't work as well. You may not be very good at getting yelled at. Okay, we've got people that try these robotic voicemails. If you don't have the money to pay for that right now, I've been a boss for a long time. One of the things that I learned is when people want to call out, if you take a different phone and you call the number that you're about to call and let it ring, and then immediately call that number from a different phone line, it goes directly for voicemail. So there, you don't have to buy a robotic voicemail system. You're welcome. Just use 2 phones. It does work. You can give it a shot, or you can actually try to get people on the phone, because the goal here is to get in a conversation and relay the fact that you're here to help them out. Okay, if you're going to do things like direct mail, which by the way does work, and everybody just sits around waiting for the postman right now in this corona time, I'm going to be the first to encourage you, don't answer your own calls, because you have no idea where you're going to be, what you're going to be doing. You may have to look for a pen. If you are going to take your own calls, I would use a phone script. The most important 3 things you need to ask everybody when they call you is, number 1, what is your name? You're going to have no idea who is calling you. Make sure you get that name, because if the call gets disconnected, you can go to the list that you mailed from and you can figure out who it was and where they live. Next question, what's the property address? You mailed me a postcard. You don't know the address? Well, I could look on my list, but it's one of my principles that I don't work with anybody who doesn't want to work with me. Now, do you want me to go open up my laptop, or could we just get the address from you right now? We'll just make this conversation go a little bit smoothly. Pretty please, with sugar on top, give me the fucking address. The next thing is going to be, what's the best way to communicate with you? I've already got your phone number. Is there an email? Is there an alternate phone number? Is there another property owner that I need to speak to? You're going to have these conversations with everybody involved with that property that has ownership. After that, this is where these conversations start to get a little bit difficult. Okay, I like to always ask, what do you owe on the house? What are you asking, and what's it worth? Now, a lot of people might get a little cringy when you ask somebody what they owe on their house. They may answer with something like, it's none of your goddamn business what I owe on this house. And I usually respond with, actually, I'm sorry, let me take a step back here, ma'am. Not only is it my business what you owe on the house, but it's actually everybody's business, because you see, if you've got a mortgage on that particular property, it's on public record. And anybody in the United States of America can walk into a courthouse or go online and look up the mortgage and find out what it is you owe on that particular property. But again, it's one of my principles. I don't work with people who don't want to work with me. So again, pretty please, with sugar on top. Don't make me look it up, because I won't. I simply won't work with you. what do you owe on the house? And it's amazing how you can actually break them down and just get them to give you information that's on public record anyway. Sure, I could look it up, but what I'm looking for is not a deal. Fuck deals. I'm looking for the cooperation of a seller. When a seller agrees to cooperate with me, I can make anything into a deal. The next question is going to be, what are you asking for the house? Now, sometimes we can see the deal right there between what they owe and what they're asking, and there's more equity in the house if we have any idea what it's worth. Okay? After you ask them what they're asking for their house, pause for a very long, uncomfortable silence. Then practice this. Is that the best you can do? I mean, just like you nailed the chick for the first time. Let her know. She's got to try a little harder the second time around. And finally, ask them, what do they think the house is worth? They probably have absolutely no idea or how to determine what the value on a property is using sold comps or an appraiser. Ask them what they think it's worth. If the number seems outrageous to you, ask them what they're basing it on. You're there to educate them. When you do finally go out and see the house, or even if you go view it via FaceTime, you'll have a better idea of what it's worth, but you'll gently learn to build a relationship and break them down to reality, to where it is they need to sell. Now, if you are doing direct mail, if you are doing shotgun marketing, one of the things that I recommend you use is Pat Live. Pat Live is a system that we use. We're actually making it available for you guys right now, so you can use exactly the same phone script that we use all the time, every time, if you'd like. We can even have one of our staff's emails added to your distribution list so we can monitor your calls and kind of coach you through these first deals. Would you like to hear me make a call to Pat Live right now? What's that? Yes? Okay, fine, I'll do it. Hold on. And here we go.
Please hold for the next available representative, and if you're sitting in back, please start your transmission now.
By the way, Pat Live is also a free e-fax for you and everybody on your team. So if you're going to get something like a title report sent over to you that's hundreds of pages, you could have it faxed to your Pat Live. It'll go to everybody on your team. It receives, you're welcome, no additional charge. Now it's ringing. It should pick up any second.
Thank you for calling Sell Your House today. Are you interested in buying, selling, or renting a home, or are you an agent?
I'd like to sell my home.
Alright, perfect. So if you have a moment, I just got to collect a little bit of information from you, then have one of my trained associates call you and discuss your options. Is that okay with you, sir?
Yeah, that works.
Alright, wonderful. And may I get your first and last name, please?
Sure, my first name is Chuck, and my last name is Kohout. Kohout.
Perfect. So I have Chuck's, was that C-H-U-C-K?
You got it.
Got it. And then last name, was it K-O-H-O-U-T?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Perfect. How do you pronounce that, if I may ask?
Kohout.
Kohout. Thank you, Mr. Kohout. And what would be the best number to reach you at?
201.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Kohout. And I just want to confirm I have 201.
That's my number. You got it.
Alright, perfect. Perfect. And did you want to provide an email address at this time?
Oh, God, is that the one with the internet?
That is correct.
I'm not very good with the email. I have to ask my kids.
No worries. I totally understand. Alright. And do you know what do you think your house will appraise for? Do you know by chance, sir?
Oh my God, a lot of money. Let me think. Probably about $500,000.
You just said 500,000 flat?
Yeah, give or take.
Give or take. Alright. And is that what you're asking for the house? Or?
Yeah, I was thinking I'd probably ask at least $500,000.
At least. Perfect. And do you owe anything on the property?
You know, I could tell you I didn't, but if I did, I'd be lying to you. I owe about $500,000. Well, you know, the other day and I saw one of your wrapped cars, and then I saw one of your signs, and then after that, I got a direct mail from you. And I'm a big Dale Earnhardt fan, and 3 is my lucky number. So I called.
Alright, perfect. Hey, may I have the address of the property?
Sure, it's 10 Banta Place, and that's in Hackensack, New Jersey.
It was 10 Banta, B-A-N-T-A Place, Hackensack, New Jersey. It would be 07601. So you weren't too far off.
Not too far. Hey, you're awesome. What's your name?
My name's Matt.
Nice to meet you, Matt.
Nice to be met, Mr. Chuck. Alright. Do you know, does the house need any repairs, anything that you know of?
Not yet, but next week is my birthday. And
Oh, you gotta do it big.
yeah, I mean, we got the Corona thing going on, and the liquor stores are open, so, you know, if I can get some people to come after here, we're gonna have a party. It's gonna be fucking wild, and the place is gonna need some repairs after.
Yeah, I bet it will.
You wanna come?
Alright. I wish, man. I gotta work.
Dude, if you do, can you bring some chicks? We got no chicks coming. It's a sausage fest.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah, I'm really tired of being the most obnoxious guest up in the sausage fest, but if you change your mind, you got some chicks, man. Free beer.
You can't turn down free beer for nothing. Alright. Well, and do you actually, so you live there, right? Do you know when you're looking to move or anything? You're not in any rush to sell?
I mean, I'd like to move sometime after the party, otherwise I gotta clean all this shit up. Alright, you got my number. If you change your mind, man, the party's on the 13th.
Absolutely, man. I'll
Alright.
keep it in mind.
And when can I expect to hear back from somebody?
As soon as possible, Mr. Chuck. As soon as possible.
Alright, Matt. Bye for now.
Alright.
Now, honestly, that's how we take most of our calls from distressed sellers. And even if they just call back and scream and yell, like, "Don't fucking send us any more mail!" It'll just say the caller was irate. But at the same time, if we weren't able to skip trace that person and they reached out to us just to yell at us, Pat Live has a caller ID feature where it will capture that number and it's digitally documented in your email, and that person is off the do not call list forever because they reached out to you first. So if there's somebody you really want to talk to about a house, I'm going to be the first to suggest that you click the link that's going to be attached to this video or on our website. Maybe you do get a Pat Live number, and just go do some obnoxious shit like duct tape call me to somebody's door. If they're not calling you, they'll call you back, they'll scream at Pat Live. Pat Live will diffuse the situation or not. Who the fuck cares? They're off the do not callers list. You can call back and apologize for defacing their property that they're not going to own for long anyway. Alright? The only thing you need to do with your marketing is get people to react. If they're not reacting, you're not doing your fucking job. My name's Chuck Kohout. Always be closing. Bye for now.
That's the video, guys. If you liked it, please like the video, please subscribe to our channel, and please press the notification bell so that way you can get the notification every time a new video drops. I'm gonna keep the outro short. The video was a little longer than we usually do, but there was a lot of information we wanted to provide to you this time. The Pat Live stuff is very, very important, especially if you have a day job. If you have a day job, you don't have time to answer all these calls and leads that you're going to be getting from the advertisement that you're going to be doing. So Pat Live is useful in the sense that, I mean, you heard the phone call, gathers all the necessary information that you need, and then it sends you an email format of everything, basically whatever the questions were, and then them answered. That way you could read them and you could choose a time to call the prospect back. Useful, huh? So if you want to sign up, I'm going to put my email down below, and I'll email you all the information for Pat Live. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me. I'm going to put my email down below, or just comment down below and we're pretty good about answering it. Until next time, guys, remember, action is your most valuable asset, so do. Peace.